Hello, Verity traders. I'm Cass, and this is our daily market recap. Remember, this is not financial advice. Take responsibility for your own trades. Let's get into it. On the news, we got US stocks moving back up because Trump eases trade and geopolitical tensions, withdrawing tariffs threats. As a consequence, the S&P 500 jumped 1.15%, the Dow rallied 122, almost 600 points. Nasdaq gained 1.35%, and the Russell almost surged to 2%. That was a record close. They recovered half of Tuesday losses. Obviously, the gold prices, because of that, pulled back because risk appetite returned and the dollar demand increased. On the advancing declining stock, we have an opposite situation than yesterday. Now we have 70% of stock advancing and only 27% declining. We have 61% of stocks above their 50 simple moving average and only 38 below. So again, it's a very different situation from yesterday, and the market has been very volatile. But if I should just open the charts and have a look at the current situation, well, I would have to say that it's still a bullish market. Now we have a look at the S&P. This is for convenience, the SPY. We were below the 50 SMA just yesterday. We pierced through the 50 SMA. And today, look at this volume. Obviously, everything was news driven. The moment that Trump announced what he announced, the market started running back up. Lost a little bit towards the end, but still, we are back above the 50 SMA. I would say in this right moment, if I need to take a picture of the S&P, I would say we are like in a neutral / bullish situation. Now, we don't know what's going to happen today, which direction the market's going to pick. But again, it's all volatility. It's all news here. So it becomes pretty complicated to trade this kind of environment. So we'll have to wait and see if the S&P just rolls back down or continues back up, recovering and closing this gap. The Nasdaq, here we have the Qs. Again, has always been underperforming compared to the S&P. And I would just say that even if the tech stocks and the cyclical recovered a lot yesterday after the news, again, the tech sector is not back yet. And the Qs are showing us we're literally on the edge of the 50 SMA. This is nor bullish, bearish, it's neutral. It's just a big soup. And we can't get much off of it. Remember, the most of this chart is moved by just 10, 11 stocks. Normal stocks are performing differently. And many of the trades that we put on and the setups you see in our Discord are performing quite well still, because we steer away from big tech stocks or big companies because they're very influenced by news and it's very choppy and volatile. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. If you look at the map of all the sectors, again, a huge green in the technology, semiconductor, and the consumer cyclicals and communications. But again, we had other pockets of strengths that were already there, like consumer defensive was moving pretty good. The industrial sector didn't even touch the 20 SMA. They were still very strong. Healthcare was doing good. Energy kept performing well. We had a trade here on Discord and XOM that no matter what the market was doing, performed very well and still is. Basic material, obviously, were dragged by gold. But again, still performing good. Financials is still stronger a little bit. But again, all of this is literally the opposite of what we saw yesterday. So this shows you how volatile the situation is. Now, as far as economical calendar, we have final GDP and the core PCE index, which we said is the favorite Fed inflation number. We see if they move the market or not, if they're going to be market movers. At this point, everything could move the market in a direction or the other. Let's go to stocks to watch. Again, this is not financial advice. It's just some stocks you can add to your watch list if you want. On the bull side, we have CCJ in the energy space. performing very good. Nuclear power, it's a big thing. CLF in the material space, and Pan American Silver, because silver has been shoot up for a long time now. Maybe some pullbacks are good to buy, but again, we'll see how the situation develops. On our bear side, we have mostly tech, communication services. We had already trade on AppLovin. Those performing pretty well. So volatility is still elevated. It moved back down. If you go and check the VIX, I think it's around 18 at the moment. So the fear gauge moved down a little bit, but I don't know if it's over and it's going to continue. So what we can do is just stick with what works, find stocks where strong sectors are, and steer away from technology and cyclical, I would say, for the moment. Again, just observe the market. That's the best thing you can do. And I'll see you next time.